Alright, so today I'm going to be making a handmade envelope. This is going to be the first envelope in a card making or envelope making series. So you can see first here is my card. I just stamped out this little Japanese girl. It's a sister stamp. And I just stamped it onto some white cardstock and put it onto this round scalloped card. And you can see I wanted to make a handmade envelope for this card because it's a round card and I didn't want it to be just in a regular envelope because it would be a little bit bigger. I mean, it's a little bit too small, and I was just thinking that it'll just be kind of being misplaced around in the envelope. So I thought it would be better to make its own envelope. So as you can see there, that's another card, and that's the envelope that I made in my envelope punch board video. And you can see I'm making all these different colored envelopes for these Japanese cards. You can see that there's another one. And then I also made a gray envelope. Here I do either some simple stitching or this one's just a dot. I just use a silver glitter pen and then I just do some dots, and then it really captures it makes the whole decorating part a little bit nicer and makes it look a little bit better, the card too. It makes it look just slightly better. So now I'm going to be making an envelope for that Japanese round card, and I'm taking out my envelope punch board. I'm going to show you the measurements here. I think the card is 4 by 4 1/4, but the closest thing I could find was 4 by 4 1/2. So as you can see there, and it actually ended up being a really perfect size, so I'm really happy that I did make it that size. And it says to score it at 3 3/4 or 3 1/2. So I'm just going to line it up with the 3 1/2. You want to punch it, and then you want to take out that's the scoring tool that comes with it, and you're just going to want to score. So score against that line. Then all you do is you flip it over one direction, line it up with that mark with that score mark. You're going to want to punch again, take out your scoring tool, and score one more time. I like to do it a couple passes just so that I can make sure that the scoring marks are really deep score and that it's going to give me a really nice crease. Now if you're using lightweight paper, you might want to only do it one time, and you want to make sure that your paper doesn't rip. So use a semi-heavier duty cardstock. Although regular envelopes, you know that they are lightweight, so you can kind of think about what you want to make and just make sure that you don't score it too hard if you're going to use a light paper. So now if you flip it onto the other side, you can use that same punch, and it's actually corner rounds your corners, and that gives a nice finished look to your envelope. So you can see I rounded all the corners. It's a really nice thing to have, and your envelope punch board, it's such a good thing to have because it's just so versatile to make all different kinds of envelopes. And because you're able to make any size envelope, it's really good that you can make any size card too. So you don't only have to make A2 size cards. So it's a really nice thing to do. I was first thinking about covering the inside with a post-it, because what I want to do is I want to use distress inks and I want to color this. But if I did it on my Ranger craft map, the inside of the envelope would get all dirty and inked up. So I want to make sure that I don't do that. So that's why I just decided that I would use a piece of paper to whatever ink that comes off, it'll just go on the paper. So I'm taking out peacock feathers and evergreen bough from distress ink. And of course, you know that distress inks, they blend really, really well. So you can see there's that peacock feathers. I'm just going to do it in various places. And then I'm going to take the evergreen bough and I'm just gonna go blend it in between. And then once I do that, I'm just gonna cover the entire envelope. It's just that the outside rim of my card, I colored with evergreen bough and peacock feathers. I just wanted this envelope to really match and to really get the same look. So as you can see there, there's my edge. And you can see how perfectly matched to the envelope now. And you can see the size is very perfect too. It'll just fit in there and it'll have a little bit of wiggle room. I used some foam adhesive too, so it'll be a perfect size. And you can see that inside is perfectly white. That's exactly how I wanted it to be. So you want to take out your score tool. So I'm just taking that one that came with the envelope punch board. I'm just going to give it a nice score. You're going to want to score at 2 opposite sides, the shorter sides, and then just score all the remaining flaps too, just to make it all really good scored, so that your envelope, it really folds really well. Then once you do that, you can see I took out my score tape, and that's a pretty good strong adhesive. I know you can use some red line tape or something really sticky, but just make sure, or Wonder Tape from Ranger, just want to make sure it's something really strong, because I've tried using just some regular snail adhesive, and what happens is it easily just comes off eventually. So your envelope will fall apart. So you want to make sure it's really strong, especially because it's going to go through the mail. So that's another thing that you got to think about. Now another thing too is that you want to make sure, also because I use ink pads, I use Peacock Feathers and Evergreen Bow, the distress inks, it even makes it a little bit harder to stick to it. So if you want to make sure that it's a really good stick, just use your heat tool and dry it a little bit. Then it will become just like regular cardstock, and it would adhere a little bit better. So as you can see there, that's my envelope. You can see how that card, it fits perfectly in that envelope and it matches really well. Now I'm just taking out this silver glitter pen. It's a uniball pen. I'm just gonna take it and make these little dots around the entire edge of the card or the envelope. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please leave your comments below. If you want to see any inspirational cards and tricks, tips and tricks, and some different types of tags and envelopes, please visit my blog at micahscrafts.blogspot.com. Have a great day. Bye.